This time I got a JVC VHS Hi-Fi VCR. This one's an HRJ692. This one was brought in today. Complaint is it's completely dead and there's a tape stuck in it. So apparently it was at another shop and he changed the capstan motor. Well, we'll see whether he did or not. But this one's dead. Let's see if we can get this one going. Should be an interesting one. This is a late model machine. I believe it was probably made by Funai. Let's check it out. Before I even plug it in, I'm going to pop the top off of it. This is a late model. We'll see who made this one. Catch this and hold this in place. There we go. Any guesses who made this machine? Got a tape stuck in it. Looks to be a Funai. Plug it in and see if it powers up. Got no power. First thing I'm going to look at is caps in the secondary, namely these ones. They would give a lot of trouble. Just see if there's any power at all. I got 12 volts there, so the power supply is running, but it's not turning on. I'm going to suspect, we know the oscillator's working, that's good. I'm going to suspect these caps down here. One of these caps looks to be that the top is bulging a bit on it. That would be that one right there. Likely this is the culprit that's causing this one to not power up. So this could be a pretty simple repair, but I have to get the transport out first, so they can lift the board. And of course we'll give it the standard cleaning of the mode switch and so forth once I'm done. I'll pop off the front faceplate. Black plastic. Black plastic. I think this one's got a screw down through here. Loading motor's right here on this one. So loading motor's right down the front. Just removing the chassis screws, the two at the back and the two at the front, and the transport then should lift out on this one. I'm curious as to whether the entire board will lift out with the chassis attached on this one. Will it or will it not? Remove the screws at the back. There is no screws on the front on this one, which is good. I think it should just lift out. Unplug the drum, unplug the control head, and the chassis may just lift right out on this one. There we go. Oh, I didn't even need to unplug. I didn't even need to unplug the head on the drum on this one. It comes out with the cable. Yeah, just picking up from the bottom. Servo is the servo chip is on the bottom for both the capstan and the drum. So just a flat cable that goes up top. You don't even need to unplug it. Just the one connector here for the audio control head had to be undone. Actually, yeah, I think I had to do that. Yeah, that one plugged in there. And now I can pop the board and get to the power supply and replace the caps that are bad, and there'll be at least one that's bad in here. catches on the board here. There's two catches, plastic catches. You lift up and then the board lifts out. Just like that. Okay. We're going to clean the mode switch obviously on this while I'm at it. But first things first, let's deal with the power supply problem that we know that it has. We'll remove both of these caps. It's funny because the person that owns it say they took it to a shop and the shop charged them to change the capstan motor. I don't think so. Let's take a look at that capstan motor and see if it looks like it's ever been changed. Yeah, that looks like original one to me. It's still stuck down here, right? I don't think that this shop changed the capstan motor. This is the original tape that's stuck down here to hold this in place. This has never been removed. I think they just pulled the wool over their eyes and told them it needed a new motor and charged them a small fortune for it, and just changed a couple caps in the power supply. These two look like they've been changed before. The soldering on them looked like it's been changed before. I bet you that's all that they did, was change out these two 470 at 16 volt. They're both the same. Or one's 1000 at 10 and one's a 470 at 16. Let's just measure these and just see how bad they are. We'll get out the little new LCR meter and see what it says. Alright, so this is the 470. We'll short it out just to make sure it's dead. And we'll put this across here and see what it has to say. This one's measuring 1.9 or 0.19 ohms, so this one's actually testing okay. 348 microfarads. That one's okay, but this one here is bad for sure. 7 microfarads, 21 ohms. That one's bad. And I bet you that's all that's wrong with that, is this one cap is bad. This other one here is checking okay, as you can see. It's 350.19. Now it's originally a 470, and this cap looks to be a cheap cap. Actually, it's a Chang X. What is this one? This is a Chang X. Where were the originals? Can we see what the brand of the originals were? Different brand. Has this other one been changed too, I wonder? Maybe this one was changed as well. Yeah, it kind of looks like this one was also replaced. Someone just changed 3 caps on it and charged them for a capstan motor. What a crook. Don't know what shop it was. They didn't tell me. But let's find a couple caps. Okay, let's just measure these new caps just to see how much better they are. So remember, this one was a 470, and it was measuring at 343 at 0.2 ohms. And this is my new one here. .09 ohms. So we're going to replace that one. Of course, get the polarity correct, obviously. And the other one, well, we know that the other one was open. It was only measuring, if we remember the meter here, this one here was only measuring at 6.9 microfarads. That's 1,000 microfarads. Here's the new one, like 0.09. So we'll pop these two in first. And the other one, I think I will check it as well. This third one here. This other one was right here. Again, it looks like it was changed. It's because it's got fresh solder on it, so that's how you can tell that someone's been in here. But I want to see what shape it's in, because it's another one of these, I'm sure another one of these cheap crap caps. So I'll get the good old tweezer meter out. This one is a 160 volts at 4.7. Okay, that one's actually looking okay. Measuring 4.3. Resistance is 9.7, but if it's 160 volts, 4.7, 160. You know, it should be between 2.3 and 5, and it was in there. So this one here is likely okay. Actually, it's 9, but let me measure it with the other meter. It's probably okay. That one's going to be for probably the tuner power supply or something, because it doesn't have a vacuum fluorescent display. There's only one reason why it would have a voltage rating that high, and that's because it's the tuning voltage. 7 ohms, so 6.8. So it's within spec. So I won't bother with that one. We'll throw that one back into the board. Make sure I get it in the right way. Alright, time to put the board back in the cabinet. We'll power it up. This mode switch is not this is one of those, it switches with a little cam with lobes on it, and it pushes down little switches. So these ones don't get dirty like the other ones did. It still doesn't hurt to give them a shot of cleaner, but unlike the other ones, you kind of polish them up. These ones here, these are just switches that open and close. So they don't get contaminated the same way as the other ones. And I don't even know how to get these things open. I don't want to risk breaking it, because you have to pump these little tabs out. And it's easy to damage these switches if you're not careful. And if you break off one of these tabs, it's not going to work, because that's what holds this down. If you break off a tab, it'll pop up on one side and then it won't make the connection. So I'm just going to spray this with cleaner. Just get some cleaner underneath here is all I need. I'm sure I can get some under there. Got to get the plugs to line up and plug into the board. Alright, I think it's plugged in now. I'll just power it up and see what happens. See if it unloads the tape. That's a good sign. The clock is lit up on it. It's flashing auto. Eject stop. That looks like that part works. How about play? That part looks like it works too. Well, let's plug it into a TV and see if it works. Hopefully they don't have any porn on this tape. I see nothing but a blue screen, but I don't believe there's anything on this tape. So I'm pretty confident that this is fine. So I'm even going to put the screws in before I try a different tape. The reason I say I don't think there's anything on the tape is because the tape counter's not moving. Even if the drum wasn't connected, like the head wasn't connected properly, which I'm sure it is, I would see the tape counter moving, and it's not. So therefore I get the sneaking suspicion that it's just a blank tape that's in here. I'm just going to secure the chassis before I try another tape because I don't want anything moving. So we'll put those 4 screws back in, and we'll try a different tape. I'll try my tape because I know that there's something on this tape. Alright, plug in my tape. I'll even try the remote control, make sure that the remote control works if it's got batteries in it. It's got a lithium battery, so does the thing work? The remote works. Houston, we have a picture. There it is. It's fixed. Complete with all the noise from my... Get my fingers in here. Hear the drum from the plasma. You can see the noise at the bottom of the screen. Let's try fast forward. That works. Try rewind. That works. How about pause? That works too. Everything looks like it works. Check the transport. I'll go into full fast forward. Yep. Rewind. Yep. Back to play. This one's fixed. Alright. Easy peasy. I like these ones. And I haven't seen one of these ones before. This is the first one of these ones that I've seen. It's a Funai. This must be one of the last, if not the last, design that they had. I'm just going to stick this cabinet back on if I can. So just snap on here. Good. Okay, I think all the buttons are working. Everything's working. Wonder when this one was made. This must be a late model. What does it say on here? Made in China. No kidding. It's an HRJ692. I don't know when this is. I'm going to say it's late 2000s. This is probably 2012 or somewhere in there. This is a late model. I don't know exactly what model. It's got quasi S playback, right? SQPB. So that's nice because you can put a Super VHS tape in this and it will play it. And people say, oh, but the quality isn't as good. Well, it doesn't have an S video out, so you won't get S video, but you'll still get very good quality. You might see some of the crosstalk if you recorded a hockey game with your camera and the ref's jersey might strobe playing it back on one of these in Super VHS, because that's where the S video connector would make a difference. If it was recorded off TV, you're not going to see any difference, because even if it was on S video or SVHS, because the crosstalk was already there. It would only make a difference for recordings that were made on a camera that had never been in the composite format. Always had to be kept separate. So that's it. This one's done. I like the top covers on this one. They just They're all plastic. They just snap down like that, and 3 screws hold it together. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.